God, what is up with those accents, honestly? At first it was like a bad German accent, and now when I was saying that pirates thing, I don't even know what that accent I was trying to do was. But, dear God, I do some weird accents sometimes, and I don't even know why I do them. Just seems to be the way things happen. No clue other than that. Really, no clue. You guys get over there and prepare to build a station once you arrive. That's a couple of places that need more jobs. Let's see. I'm going to give you yet another agricultural district. I mean, we have no need for more food, but you are an agri-world, and producing a stupid surplus of food also means I can trade it away on the market for more cash, which is always nice. Additionally, Terra can get a city district. Have a couple of those. Have a clerk job as well as a bit more housing, I think. That should deal with that well enough.
Construction complete.
Okay, mining station is done, and our fleet is engaging the pirates. Normally, I would slow things down so we could watch this in a more cinematic manner, but it's only pirates. They don't matter. Besides, we basically already won. See? I didn't even lose any ships, although one came damn close to being lost before it routed, so I shouldn't be too cocky about that. I really shouldn't. You build that starbase, please. And you will be off to there very soon to check out the source of whatever it was. That pirate map. Yeah, that's where that pirate map was. And our colony ship is one hyperlane jump away from discovering whatever it is that map are. Okay, I am screwing up everything now. As I was trying to say before utterly failing, our colony ship is one hyperlane jump away from that tomb world we sent it off to colonize. That's much better. Nuclear devastation. Our survey of Trophixus 3 has revealed that it used to be a pristine continental planet with a mild climate as little as 1,000 years ago. In stark contrast, the atmosphere today is extremely toxic, the surface highly irradiated, and the world has long since lost the ability to support life. We have detected signs that the planet was the scene of an incredibly destructive thermonuclear war, waged between factions of a relatively advanced indigenous pre-space civilization. Yeah, so basically,
Special project complete.
Basically, what happened on that planet is what in this universe happened on Earth, except it went a lot worse there, in that the planet was literally rendered uninhabitable, rather than essentially having what happened in the Fallout universe happen in this universe. Which is kind of unfortunate. Archaeological project complete. We've recovered the remains of several research logs from the debris field above Jamask 1. Their final entries are all focused on finding a cure for the Javorian pox that was sweeping across the Eurasian Concordat, and they grow increasingly desperate as the situation worsened. The last entry reveals that the pox had spread in an uncontrolled fashion on the space station itself. An attachment details all of their failed attempts to produce a cure in the vain hope that the data would be useful to future generations of Eurasian scientists. There's another Eurasian artifact, so for one thing, research the space amoebas. And how are we doing on this Eurasian research? We have 1 out of 6 artifacts, so nowhere near being done with that, but we're making some progress, which is kind of nice. Construction ship headed up to there to snag that system. And they'll be over there soon. You guys had better head over in the inevitable case that this turns into trouble that we have to bail the science ship out of. Okay. First, check that out. Still equivalent, because of bloody course you are.
Special project complete.
Hidden hangar. What Spiria Quirinius found following the pirates' coordinates. It's not a vault, but a hangar hiding a massive pirate ship. Its state-of-the-art equipment could be quite an asset to our military forces. And I am going to bring it online. You bet your ass I am. And that is a cruiser added to our forces. And we've just encountered more aliens. Okay, Desert World. Cult Defense Fleet. I likes the sound of that. I likes it a lot. I don't suppose that cruiser added enough for me to be considered superior to either of you, did it? I doubt it, but I always like to check. No, it did not, but we're probably well on the way. Colony ship will be at Valen soon. To start colonizing that. Unfortunately, I can't merge that cruiser to either of my fleets because they're both at full strength. However,
Construction complete.
what I will do, and Elysium is done with that, what I will do is have them move together and then we'll take out this cultist base with our fleet plus this new pirate cruiser, and colonization has begun. Excellent.
Construction complete.
so now move in there. Done with starbase stuff. And let's get on with it.
Engaging enemy station.
Yeah, I thought you two were gonna jump in together. That was pretty dumb. Do you honestly?
Construction complete.
Whoever's captaining that ex-pirate cruiser, I'll tell you this, they're going to get a stern talking to. That's for sure. And it's a battleship. A cultist battleship. Well, it's also a cultist battleship that's not going to live very long. As it's one ship going up against an entire fleet. Yes. Goodbye. And good riddance. Down goes the ship. Excellent. What's this? Empyrean Corporation. How do we know about you? How do we know who you are? We didn't get a pop-up saying that we discovered your existence. I should not know you. Yeah, this is one of those bugs that I've gotten a few times in the past, and it's so bloody annoying, where I just randomly discover an empire on the map, but it's not one that I knew anything about prior to this. I didn't get any notifications or anything, or first contact message, which is really annoying. Anyways, a ticking clock. It would appear the primary of the Mela system is nearing the end of its life cycle. The primary star, that should say. The giant star, once a main sequence, exhausted its supply of hydrogen long ago, and has swelled to a tremendous size, presumably consuming the innermost planets as it did so. Now the star's core is on the brink of collapse, and very soon it will explode in a cataclysmic supernova. The blast will immolate all planets and starships in the system. When it does so, we will continue to monitor the star's activity. One planet in the system, Meta C3, is inhabited by the Empyrean Corporation, a spacefaring civilization. While they have the means to colonize other worlds, Meta C3 will be wiped out along with all of its inhabitants when Mela explodes. No doubt they are aware of the danger and preparing accordingly. That's nice. So, that star supernova thing, that's from one of the mods that I'm using in this playthrough, as you probably guessed, Supernovae. Cosmic Fury, which, what it does is it makes it so that certain stars can go supernova, which I just think adds some kind of cool flavor. But we have now successfully destroyed that shipyard. The alien shipyard that was used by the Grey Disciples in their crusade against us has been destroyed. Some of the cultists were captured when their escape pods were picked up by our forces, including their chief engineer. His knowledge of the shipyard's advanced technology has proved quite valuable. Unfortunately, we have also learned that the cult's charismatic leader departed the shipyard several weeks ago on her new flagship, a more powerful variant of the alien ships they produced. Military intelligence is working on pinpointing the location of this vessel. She will be found. Engineering Research 350. Okay. I'm going to say pull back to Crucible. Now, that place up there I would at least like to claim for my own. But who knows? I certainly don't. We might not end up being able to get that, but yeah, one of their planets is going to go boom soon. Oh, you've closed your borders to me. How cute. But you know what? I think it's time we return the favor. Now, what about these guys? Well, they don't like us, but they don't have their borders closed to us. Neither do they. I'm not going to close my borders to everyone or anything, just the people who have done it to me. Which, and would you look at that, we're now equivalent fleet strength to the Alliance. They've closed their borders to us, so I really should return the favor. There we go. We're working on that city district over on Terra. Shouldn't be too long.
Special project complete.
Space amoebas. Yes, we'll blow them up. You can see how much we care about life around us, can't you? Definitely care a great deal. But these guys are kind of going to be dicks to us. So I think we would like a choke point against them. And this place also has a colonizable world in it, so double the efficiency. If it becomes absolutely necessary, I could even turn that into a fortress system. We found some archaeology stuff over here on this event about the underground civilization, or the civilization that went underground, rather. The expedition has returned with a sad tale to tell. Thousands of years ago, the planet's core temperature dropped precipitously, forcing the population underground in search of heat and resources. Year after year, the temperature dropped, and they kept digging deeper and deeper. Their numbers dwindled as most froze, starved, or perished in digging accidents. This went on for decades. In a minute hand-dug tunnel, the very deepest shaft, far past the sublevel, where the last digging machines lay broken down and abandoned, a single ice-fossilized molluscoid cadaver was found. A recorded message was found in which it claimed to be the last of its kind. It was cold and alone, and was ready to give up. Goodbye. Aww. That's kind of sad. God damn it, Stellaris. Stop making me sad with your stories. Just stop it. I don't play this because I want to be sad. Quit doing this, please. God damn it. Anyways.
System reconnaissance completed.
We're done over there, so once you build your stuff, go over and get that. And then our science ship can head up and survey whatever the hell this place is called, because I can never pronounce the names of anything after a certain point, because they are just bad. But after Bazanok system. That's actually quite easy. I was just being an idiot. After we claim the Bazanok system, I'm going to stop expanding north. Because that will provide us with a natural choke point, and if I take any of those other two places, we would then have to expand. sorry, we would then have to hold multiple defensive points rather than just one, which would kind of screw us. But we may have found the cultist flagship. Deep space reconnaissance probes have picked up faint subspace emissions in a star system consistent with the drive signatures of the alien ships used by the Grey Disciples. The cult's missing flagship is the most probable source. We should send forces to search this system as soon as possible. That ship and its charismatic master are too dangerous to leave at large. Ready the fleet.
Construction complete.
Okay, so where is the Disciples' flagship hanging out? Oh, that's unfortunate. They're beyond the territory of this guy. Although, these people, they dislike us, but they don't dislike us a lot. They're currently letting us through their territory. I could make use of that and send one of our fleets through their space and deal with that. Though I'll need to send a science ship first to explore the system and make sure we know about what's in there. So that'll be my next objective. Check it out and see what's going on over there. Alright, please search the debris for me. Not sure if these guys will even be interested in expanding in this direction. Considering, in fact, that from their name, I can tell they're a megacorp, so they'll want to be playing tall, so who knows if they're going in this direction at all. It really depends. Still, that's going to be the limit of my expansion in that direction. And once that is done, I'll just, I think at that point, start filling in the gaps in my empire we have yet to take care of. And
Battle debris secured.
particle lance. Oh, that's some pretty high level stuff. We're talking battleship level tech, this particle lance. But as I was saying, once I've secured that, I'm gonna start filling in all the gaps of systems that I just left be so I could get to other things. And I'll build up my fleet so that we can take on and vassalize at least one of our neighbors.
Science division report success.
That's my immediate plan at any rate. We finished researching Off-World Trading Company. Hooray for that. So, next thing to go for would be Interstellar fleet traditions. Fleet unlocks Fleet Academy for more ships starting experience and Naval Logistics Office, so that our anchorages can give us more capacity. That's going to be really helpful to just be able to boost our naval capacity like crazy. Yeah. I'm sticking to that plan, I think. Strikes me as a good one.
Construction complete.
Okay. Once our construction ship is done there, they can move up to the Bazanak system and start doing our construction up there. Righty-ho. Deep within a crevice of the giant asteroid, we have found something astonishing. There's mining gear attached to the rock, digging itself into the vast depth of the asteroid. It stands abandoned with no sign of who placed it there. If we can stop it, we might be able to learn something about the technology, but we must hurry before random debris crushes it. I'm going to try to stop it. We're making plenty of minerals that I don't need an extra 500 right now. That needs a construction ship. Fortunately, I have a construction ship just one system over. And that has 1,000 days before it fail. So those guys can get their asses over and start working on that.
Taking evasive action.
Great. Those guys have decided to go over and say hi. Take the fleet over and show them what we think of that. Spoiler alert, it's not anything positive. We're going to have to punish these bastards. Actually, belay that with the cruiser. They can just wait here. Next, though, I'm going to pick up an increase to fleet command limit. That way our individual fleets can be bigger. Well, fleet command limit and admiral level cap. Not only can our individual fleets be bigger, but then I'll be able to merge this cruiser in with the rest of that fleet, which is really the main thing that I'm after. And being able to put a couple of destroyers and stuff into my fleets once I get them. That's a 1.3k fleet. The first fleet that we've gotten so far that's above 1,000. We might be getting up to the point where it's actually possible for us to challenge some of our neighbors. Of course, we're not there yet, but we're approaching it. Got another generator district going on.
Special project complete.
And we managed to stop the excavator and had a look at it. So we've gained the research option and 20% progress in deep core mining. I don't actually remember what that is. Let's have a look. Ah, it's just more minerals from miners. No, go back to researching destroyers. I'm more interested in that, honestly. Now the fleet can kill these things. A couple of space amoebas that don't know when to not pick a fight. Go home. Science ship, research the progress, then survey. Construction ship, get over there so you can build a station when relevant. And after that, you can follow that up by checking out that system. Alrighty. Few days left. Derelict Arassian ship, eh? A derelict Arassian cruiser has been left forgotten for over 1 million years in close orbit around Jasmak 2. The slowly spinning vessel shows no sign of obvious weapon damage, no obvious signs even, and all escape pods remain accounted for. As would be expected, no power signatures can be detected from within its hull. So, I think we're going to get right on that. And see what's going on there, because random derelict cruisers are not the sort of thing that one would generally see, especially if they're over 1,000,000 years old. That strikes me as being slightly unusual. I don't know about you, but it just seems a little odd, a derelict cruiser over 1,000,000 years old sitting in orbit around a planet. I find myself rather curious about why that would be the case. For the time being, though, we'll survey that system, bring it into our territory, then, as I said, just fill in the gaps and work on expanding. I'll have to upgrade our fleet designs, but I would like to have access to destroyers before I do that, if at all possible. 48 months left on the military things. I can wait.
Battle debris secured.
Okay. More of that amoeba research. Same as the stuff we got last time. Nothing worth bothering over, to be honest. Nothing at all. But Tritonus. They have got some more unemployed, and our consumer goods output is starting to become a problem, so I think we need a civilian industry is on Tritonus. I also need to tell the game that it is not an agri-world. Wouldn't mind it being an industrial world, actually. I'll go with that for now, and we can always change it later. Alright. The Stellar Hegemony and the Corporation of Douchebags up north have declared each other rivals. Well, they do share a border, so I guess it would make sense they have some issues with each other. Huh. You know, I'm considering declaring that corporation my rival, but I don't know. That might improve my opinion with these guys, but I don't know if I want these guys to like me. I'm not sure if I want to take them over by force or not. I'll probably end up doing so anyways, just because they're honor-bound warriors, and unlikely to accept a proposal they bend the knee. So, war with them is possibly inevitable. Still, I don't know. Could go anyway, to be perfectly honest.
Construction complete.
Terra's finished its construction, and they've ditched their unemployment.
Special project complete.
The inside of the Eurasian cruiser orbiting Jasmach 2 contains the dead remains of its full crew complement. Most of them perished as a result of the Javorian pox that would later render the Irasians extinct, but some of the crew were gunned down by Marine guards while trying to reach the escape pods. According to recovered log files, the captain issued strict orders to quarantine the ship after the outbreak became apparent. Interesting. So he had his own crew members shot because they wanted to leave the ship, which he quarantined to try and keep the virus contained. Obviously it didn't stay contained, considering it went on to wipe out their entire species. But still, very interesting. Okay, and the rivalry goes the other way too. Unsurprisingly, seeing as when you rival people in Stellaris, they tend to rival you back. Because, for whatever reason, most AI empires are not all about just sitting there and taking it, with regards to being made a rival. Okay, so the microphone went and muted itself there for a second, so I'm not sure how much of that you caught, but basically, I was explaining about the artisan troupe. Commission an art piece, as I said, is basically just you spend some money and you get a decision you can use to make people want to move to a certain planet so you can increase its population like that. And Come Your Patron is, as it sounds like, it's you spend a certain amount of money and it lasts for a period of time. I think it's 10 years or something like that, and they like you more, is long and short of it with that. Yeah, it's 10 years. They like us more and we get more unity, which it might be handy eventually, but not for now. And that's their whole deal. It's all about opinions and relationships and unity and stuff, and you can get some really neat stuff, but I don't tend to mess around with the artisan troupe very much. It's the other people like Zurikor and I don't remember what they're called, the Mysteries of the Universe people, that I tend to favor personally, but that's just me. So you won't see me making a lot of use of the artisan troops, although when I have a ridiculous amount of energy credits, I will probably do something. I'll probably do something about that and just spend a little bit of it on subscribing to some of these guys and all. But we've got a message from the Stellar Hegemony. A group of their pilgrims was denied access to holy places on Elysium by the governor. He denied them for no known reason. This is outrageous, and you can be sure if you don't allow them passage, this behavior towards our noble people will not be forgotten. So, we could either say, we cannot risk our diplomatic relations, they shall pass, or that we'll let the governor explain his actions first. And I think we want to let the governor explain his actions first. We don't want to let aliens dictate our foreign policy. Besides, Elysium was our colony before we even met them, so it's kind of bullshit that they think it's their holy place when we had it as ours before we even met. At least that's the official government position, so the governor can explain first. A conspiracy unfolding. The governor seems to be relieved you took the time to speak with him first before making a rash decision. He informs you about hints of an imminent terrorist attack planned by covert operatives of the Psychonid stellar hegemony. Says they have tried to find supporters for their plan, but fortunately for us, they have contacted the wrong person. They tried to bring over a loyal officer of the security personnel into their plan, and the officer was able to play a charade until he was able to contact the governor. Unfortunately, they were unable to find out how many of our men are involved in this conspiracy, which is why he stayed quiet about his reasons until now. Let's see. I know what we should do. We will change the security staff and set a trap. See if we can't pull one over on them. The liar. What seemed to be a perfect plan was taken apart by an overly zealous security man who gunned down one of the pilgrims he thought was reaching for a weapon. What is even worse is that they turned out to be real pilgrims. A security officer who had informed the governor before was just a meddler, and his story a lie. Oh dear. That's not good. We've just caused a major diplomatic incident because we listened to a conspiracy theorist. They're not going to be happy about this, are they? Not at all. Minus 110. That's bad. And they've just closed their borders to us. We'll have to wait for that to wear off now, until I can, before I'll be able to send my fleet over to smash those cultists. This is very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Now, all the time I spent getting those fleets back down there for that is a waste. Jesus. I cannot demand vassalization just yet, unsurprisingly. Still busy filling in the gaps and everything. Okay. Alrighty. 70% and climbing. So right now there are, not counting this place, which is almost done, 1, 2, 3, 4 more systems we're going to be able to add to our space. At least for the time being. Once we get a little bit of additional military strength, I can knock out the void clouds and deal with that, but this other place contains an ether drake, which, no. We're not taking on an ether drake with 2,000 or 3,000 fleet strength, which is probably what we'll be able to get up to in the immediate future.
A new world has been secured for our colonists.
Now, get up there, build that. And we have a colony established now. Over there, Elysium needs jobs. Fortunately, it also needs housing, so just give them a city district, and they can then work in the clerk job that will generate.
Anomaly found.
Which will speed things along. Quite a bitsies. Now you are on your way to start construction of a starbase there. But the year is now 2240, and this has been going for long enough. I think I'm going to stop things here. So, thank you very much for watching Stellaris Ancient Relics, the High Kingdom of Terra. We've gotten to the point where we're kind of boxed in. I'll be grabbing a handful of the territories to fill in what we can, but after that, my focus is going to be on expanding our fleet and getting a decent sized army going, so that we can start vassalizing our neighbors and actually become a feudal empire for realsies, rather than just calling ourselves one. Because that's basically what we're doing right now. Anyways, see you for my next stream of this, which should be on Thursday, because this week is going to be basically all Stellaris for my live streams. Probably next week too, now I think of it. So I'm going to have a rather stupid backlog of these to upload, so if you're watching this on YouTube, expect a lot of Stellaris. Anyways, see you next time. So long, everyone.